Okay, hi, this is Ethan Leeds. I'm a holistic health coach and I'm about to introduce my friend Denise Jones. Before I do that, I just want to say that as part of what I deal with a lot of people with serious chronic health issues. And I'm going to be talking, or rather Denise is going to be talking a little bit about a food-based supplement. It's an organic cold-pressed seed supplement, which has an amazing effect in healing on the body. It has the ability to fight inflammation, oxidation. It provides a huge amount of nutrients. It increases oxygen, balances pH, and so on. And as a result of all these things, it's very, very effective at helping people with a range of chronic diseases. And what Denise is going to be talking about is a personal experience with fibromyalgia. So I'm going to hand over to Denise. Hi, Denise.
Hi, Ethan.
Okay, so Denise, would you just share a little bit about your story? I know that you developed fibromyalgia. How long ago, and what happened to you?
Okay, I actually had the symptoms of fibromyalgia, which I obviously didn't know it was fibromyalgia, 18 months to 2 years ago. And I was working in a pressurised job in the city, and during that time I started to have regular, very bad headaches to start with. And this was ongoing for quite a while actually. And then during that time I was having terrible problems with getting up in the morning and having terrible aches in my joints, overall over my body, and feeling really strange. Something I'd never ever had before and never experienced it, and it felt completely alien to me. It didn't feel right at all.
Right.
I actually, during that period of time, I got to the point where I could not actually go to work. I became housebound in the fact that I couldn't get out of bed each morning. I had terrible pain in all my joints, a foggy head. I couldn't even put sentences together or actually think like coherently and hear people and deal with everyday life. And also through this, my outlook on life, it became that I was becoming housebound, and I've got very bad withdrawal symptoms with depression and anxiety due to this. And it was really, really dreadful. So with that in mind, I have had to get a relative to pick me up from home, because when she saw me, my sister, she was absolutely shocked how ill I looked and how upset I was due to the feelings and the process that was going on in my body, and I didn't have any control over that. And she took me to the doctors, and whilst I was there, he said to me, he asked me obviously what was going on and how I was feeling. And I just broke down and cried and said, I haven't ever had this before. I can't function on a daily basis. I've got these pains all over my body. It's terrible, actually. I had a burning sensation all over my body, from the tips of my toes to the top of my head, and also had pins and needles in the ends of my fingers, and it was just dreadful. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's just a really debilitating condition. And he just said to me there and then, he said, right, okay, it looks like it's obviously taking a massive effect on your overall life in general. And I said, well, it is, and I can't function on a daily basis. I couldn't. And up until recently, that was the case. So I was put on antidepressants, and also he gave me painkillers, and he just said, we'll keep an eye on it, and just, we'll try and deal with that first and see how you get on with that, and just take these painkillers. And that's where it started. And that's what happened in the process of me going to my GP and what he decided to do there and then.
And did things get better or worse from there, or?
Well, things didn't really improve that much at all. I was getting from bad to worse. So I obviously couldn't leave the house because I was so in pain. And the foggy head and the feelings I had, everybody worried in my family. I hadn't seen family members for weeks on end, and my sons were getting more and more concerned of the condition I was becoming. I was just putting more and more weight on as well, because I just don't know. I just can't explain it. It's like you're being taken over. It is really a peculiar feeling overall. And the depression set in more so because of the feelings I was getting with the chronic illness with fibromyalgia. It's just something that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I tell you something now, it was a dreadful time, and I really look back now and thinking, you know, this is something that I would want to help everybody and anyone who's suffering with this to, you know, to see from my perspective how it is and how it makes you feel. It's a very overwhelming condition that can make you feel extremely unwell, and you really think you're losing your marbles, basically. You think you're going mad, because that's how it makes you feel. You have no control. Just that's the way it makes you feel.
What was the turning corner for you? What happened to begin to turn things around?
Well, someone introduced me to a few natural holistic ingredients that I started to use, which made a slight difference, which helped a little bit, as in being that I could sleep slightly better and helped lift me a little bit. Right. But to be completely honest with you, Ethan, this year, towards the end of March, beginning of April, a lady introduced me to a product called Soul, and I was, you know, thinking, okay, we'll see how it goes, and I looked at a few things online, and had my partner, he actually came and took a look at it as well, and said, well, we've got nothing to lose, you're not getting any better, so let's try and use something else. You know, what else have you got? You've been taking medication that's not improved very much at all. You've taken something else that's holistic, that's slightly improved your sleep, but not overall. You know, you haven't had many changes whilst you've taken that. So I took Soul, and I was into it for about 2 weeks. I'd been on it for a couple of weeks, and during that time, I actually noticed that I was sleeping better. I had a lift from it, but I then started to see that my vision was affected. I hadn't mentioned that. I had more blurred vision, and my headaches, which were tremendously bad and phenomenal. They were like, I've never felt anything like it. My head was so foggy. So with this Soul, during that few weeks that I was taking it, it actually stopped the headaches. I could not believe it. That was the first thing. The headaches stopped completely. I woke up one morning, and I was able to feel like a weight was lifted off my head. It felt like I was being pushed down prior to that. A heavy weight was on my head, and it had been completely lifted. I was able to, as well, after the few weeks, be able to get out of bed, actually feel that it was me again, and the pins and needles that I used to get every single morning, and the tightness in my fingers, everything used to have to be pushed back, like I had, which I found out from other people who have arthritis, like trying to straighten out my fingers and felt them click, each and every one of them. It was horrendous, and that didn't even happen. That had gone completely. So I sat on the edge of the bed. I got up, I came down, and my son saw me, and he was shocked because he saw me come down the stairs without him having to bring me water, bring me tea, bring me my food upstairs, bring me bits and pieces, and actually let me watch television upstairs or sit with my laptop on my lap and be able to work that way, or to see things on TV, or connect with people still slightly. There was very little of that anyway at that time. And it was amazing. So from there on, Ethan, it went from one day that happened, and the next day it got better and better and better. And now I'm into, I'm 16 weeks now overall with no painkillers, no medication at all.
Way, fantastic.
And
no medication at all. And
nothing.
Where are you on a scale of, are you completely back to normal, or are you still suffering some problems with it, or where are you now?
Nothing. I've got no pain at all in my, sorry, my cat's come on the table. No pain in my limbs, in my fingers, in my head. I also had a funny taste that developed, I hadn't said this, in my mouth during that time as well while I wasn't well, but that went, because when I have the Soul.
Mentally, how are you back to normal? No fog?
No fog, no feeling low. I feel on a high. I'm up in the morning. I'm feeling brilliant. I'm able to have a smile on my face. I'm able to speak to people on the phone, have long conversations now, whereas before it was like very limited, and I couldn't stay on the phone too long because even my hands holding my mobile was an effort in just holding a phone. So for me to be able to talk to people on the phone and to have visitors again and be able to get out of my house and visit people was phenomenal. I was able to go to weddings, functions. It was brilliant, and it still is now. And I can't thank the person who introduced me, a friend of mine, enough for introducing me to Soul. It's brilliant.
It's a mutual friend. And let me just ask you a question that's important. What about dose? So like Soul comes in a little vacuum sealed pouch. The reason it's vacuum sealed is to stop oxidation, which is a real problem for seed oils. So this stops it. So it means that every pouch is potent and fresh. But were you just taking 1 or 2 or 3 a day, 4 a day? What kind of level were you on?
Right, I did take 1, but then I upped it to 2. And then I'm now only on 1. So during the first few weeks, I did start with 1, and then I upped it to 2. Right. And now I only take 1. That's all I have a day now. 1 Soul a day. That's all I take.
What my experience is that dose is very dependent upon the individual. Some people respond with a lower dose than others. So that's great, though, that you only needed 2 really to turn it around, and now you're on a maintenance dose of 1. Which is wonderful.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So obviously it's made a massive change in your life, and I imagine that you've told a few other people about that. So is there anyone that you've told that's also had benefits, anything like the scale that you have? I'm asking you partly, I know the answer to this because I know of a couple of people who we have mutual friends. So maybe if you could just give us like 1 or 2 examples of some other people and what their experience has been, just very brief, very
okay.
Brief.
Yeah, I can tell you one in particular. That's my mother. She she's got diverticulitis, and she also during the last few months, she's actually had an incident where she woke up literally in bed and was in excruciating pain. She called the ambulance, everything, got the doctors involved, got the hospital involved, and basically I gave her some Soul, because what she found out when she got taken into hospital by ambulance, that she had a bulging disc. Okay. And with the bulging disc, it come out of alignment and it touched the sciatic nerve. And with it touching the sciatic nerve, she was in excruciating pain. Well, cut a long story short, she actually started taking Soul. I actually took Soul into the hospital to give her while she was there. And during that time, it was literally a day. Ethan, there was one day where she took it, I took it in there, gave her 2, and David, who I made a friendship with, who's one of the cognitive, he's a therapist, where he helped the elderly and people that had these problems. Right. And he came to see my mum the next day, and he and I have spoke, and he said, I can't believe the transformation of your mum from yesterday till today, and how she has changed within 24 hours.
Wonderful.
I mean, she was on a walking frame, and she was walking around.
Did she use it topically, or was it just orally?
No, both, because she drank it, and I put it. Well, the nurse saw me. And the nurse helped me on the other, where the area was that was affected. Right. And she actually had it applied topically as well. And my mum...
The nurse helped you?
Yeah. But David, the therapist, said to me, he didn't say too much, but all he said is, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because it's brilliant. He said, I can't say, I'm not, my hands are tired. That's all I can say. But whatever it is, and he looked at it, but he couldn't say anything. But he just said, it's brilliant. And what it's done is amazing. So keep doing it. That was his answer.
Right.
So
fantastic.
And now my mum has Soul every month. She's now a preferred customer, and she gets it every month. So she keeps telling all her people in her club she goes to how brilliant it is, and she's like in her old people's club she goes to every day. She keeps telling them all about it. So she could stand up and do a meeting with all of those people there to explain how she's had a great result with it. It's brilliant.
Okay, well, that's absolutely wonderful, Denise. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Hopefully it's going to help a lot of other people who are suffering with fibromyalgia or similar chronic ailments, who can literally just take something completely natural. We can't claim cures. I know we're not doctors. We can't do that. But what we can do is share what it's done for people that we know. It helps to empower the body. It helps to balance the pH. It gives the body lots of nutrients. It fights. The big one is it fights inflammation. It's 281 times more powerful than aspirin, which is the world's most popular anti-inflammatory drug. So it's much more powerful without the side effects. So this is something that, you know, anyone can take, and you don't have to be sick. Prevention is better than cure. But anyway, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing that, Denise. I hope that this short video, well, it's actually not that short, I guess, but I hope this video will help some other people to look at this product, get hold of it, use it. It's a life-changing product. There's many people that I could tell you about who've had their lives changed. Denise is just one. It also has changed my life and many other people. So thanks very much, Denise.
You're welcome.
Bye from me.
Bye. I just want to help as many people as possible, and Ethan, you're doing a brilliant job, and this is fantastic. So I'd advise everybody to take it. It's fantastic, and it's changed my life, and I can't thank person enough for sending it to me and showing it to me. It's brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.